Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, and today we're doing more ranking of FC 24 cards, and we're doing Team of the Season live cards, but we're not ranking them on their ability or how they look. We're ranking them on their likeliness to get their full 2 upgrades, which includes winning 2 out of the 4 games that they have been prescribed, and also scoring 8 goals in those next 4 games. That will get them 2 upgrades. Before we get into it, make sure you check this out.
Time for a relaxing sponsored daydream.
Are you tired of having no coins and coming up against teams that are absolutely cracked and better than yours? We'll go over to U7Buy, whose coins are cheap, fast and reliable. You can use the link in the description and make sure you use the code DEVS for a 6% off. First up, we've got the Inter Milan centre-back Eafc, who, by the way, is an absolute machine in-game. This isn't going to affect anything that we put on the actual ranking, but oh my god, he's an absolute machine. Before, actually, I haven't described the old categories. We've got Dead Cert, which they're guaranteed to get upgraded pretty much. Highly likely, which is, if they don't get one, then I'll be very surprised. Possible, they're kind of like, they could, but it's likely that they couldn't. So they're kind of in between. Unlikely, I'm not going to be surprised if they don't get an upgrade because of the games they got left. And then no shot, there's no chance of getting upgraded at all. 0 chance of getting the double upgrade. So, anyway, back to Eafc. Inter Milan have won 2 out of their 4 games, so that he's guaranteed 1, and they've also scored 4 goals out of their 8 that they need to get the double upgrade. They got 2 games left. I think they're fairly easy games. That's a dead cert for me. Man United have won 1 out of 4 games, but they have only played 2 because the Newcastle game that was going to be in those 4 did get postponed because they had the FA Cup semi-final. They still have 2 games left. 5 out of the 8 goals scored. They've got Palace and Arsenal next, so they need 1 win and 3 goals. I think they'll definitely get the 3 goals, and they're likely to get the 1 win as well. So I'm putting him in highly likely. Let's go, that's Klaus. We might not be going anywhere because he's got 0 wins out of 4 wins out of 8. Lons and Reims next, which aren't easy games for Marseille, so I think this is unlikely that he's going to get both upgrades. Jeremy Doku, 1 out of 4 wins, 4 out of 8 goals scored. They've got 3 games left, pretty much a dead cert looking at the games they've got coming up. King Kai is up next. Now Arsenal have won 2 out of their 4 games so far, so that's +1 already, and they've also scored 7 out of 8 goals, so they need 1 more goal to get double upgrade. Dead cert for King Kai. Now Kudu's playing for West Ham. They've got 0 out of 4 wins so far, which isn't very surprising because they are terrible. 4 out of the 8 goals scored. They got Chelsea and Luton next. They probably could get the goals, but I don't think they're going to get 2 wins out of those 2 games because I can't see them beating Chelsea, but Chelsea are very hot and cold, so he is going into unlikely. Laya Alexandri. Now, Man City women have played 1 out of their 4 games, and they've won that game. Also scored 5 goals, and they've got 3 games left, so this is a dead cert. Ruben Loftus-Cheek, 0 out of 4 wins so far. They've played 2 games already. They've scored 1 goal in those 2 games. They've got Genoa and Cagliari next. I can't see them scoring 7 goals in 2 games, so for me, this is unlikely. Not a no shot, but unlikely. Luka Modric. I mean, Real Madrid are on fire. 2 out of the 4 wins already. That's +1. 4 out of the 8 goals they need to score. They got Cadiz and Granada next, so again, for me, another dead cert. That card is going to be crazy, I'm telling you right now. Rafinha is up next. 0 out of the 4 wins because they are terrible Barcelona. They've scored 2 goals in 2 games. Sorry, they've only played 1 game and they've lost it. 3 games left. They've got Valencia, Girona and Real Sociedad. They need to win 2 out of those games and also score 6 goals. I mean, it's possible. I'm putting Rafinha in the possible category. Anthony Robinson, 0 out of the 4 games won. They have played 2, scored 2 out of the 8 goals. They've got Brentford next, but they've also got Man City, so this is our first no shot. Christian Romero is up next. They haven't played any games yet, Spurs, so they're 0 for 4 and 0 for 8. They've got Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool and Burnley. It's not an easy run at all. They need to win 2 out of those 4 games and score 8 goals. For me, unfortunately, even though I've got him in my team, this is unlikely. Alan St. Maximin. This team, I don't actually know what team it is in the Saudi League, if I'm honest. I think it's Al-Hi or something like that. I'm not best with my Saudi teams, but they've lost 2 out of their 2 games played so far, so they need to win the next 2 and also score 7 goals because they've already scored 1. So for me, this is unlikely and it's borderline no shot. Santos. Now, Atleti women have scored 5 out of their 8 goals in 1 game, and they won that game. So in the next 3 games, they need to win 1 and score 3 goals. For me, I'm going to go highly likely. Dominik Szoboszlai. The mouthful that it is, this midfielder. Now, they've won 1 out of their 4 games. They've scored 5 out of their 8 goals. They've got Spurs next, so they need to win this and score 3 goals. personally, I'm going to say unlikely with the way Liverpool are playing at the moment. Wilfried Zaha, Galatasaray have scored 7 already in 2 games, and those 2 games they have won. So he's already got 1 upgrade. They just need to score 1 goal in the next 2 games. For me, Zaha, unfortunately, because I don't really like him, is a dead cert. Marino is up next. 0 out of 4 wins so far. 1 out of 8 goals scored. We've got Barcelona and Real Sociedad where they need to win both games and score 7 goals. Unfortunately, it is going to be a no shot for Marino. Before we continue with this, if there's anything else you want me to do based on Team of the Season content or anything to do with FC24 in general, let me know down in the comments, and also let me know once you've seen the whole video if I've got any of these majorly wrong. Nicolas Otamendi is next. Benfica have won 2 out of their 4 games. They've scored 6 out of 8. They've got 2 games left. They need to score 2 goals for the double upgrade. Dead cert for Otamendi. David Costa. They played 1 game. They won it, but they won 1 with 1 goal scored. 3 games left. Don't think it's the easiest run for Lons. They've got Marseille, like against Klaus, like we mentioned earlier. It's possible. I'm going to go with possible. They need 7 goals in 3 games. Not always easy. It's not easy at all. Weaver. 2 out of the 4 games they have won, so that's +1 already. They've also scored 6 goals. They need to score 2 goals in 2 games. This, for me, is highly likely. Coventry City Sheaf. I mean, Coventry got absolutely battered by Man United, so they're lucky that didn't count in one of the games. But they've got 2 games left. They haven't won any. Only 2 goals have been scored. It's a no shot for Mr. Sheaf. Alba. Hoffenheim Women's Team of the Season player. 0 out of the 4 games have been won. 1 goal has only been scored out of the 8. They've got 3 games left as one of their games. They need to win 2 out of their next 3 games and score 7 goals. I'm thinking unlikely. Turlen Brighton Women's Team of the Season striker. 0 out of 4, 1 out of 8. No shot for me. I think they've got difficult games coming up as well. Rafa Mujica. 0 out of the 4 wins. They've played 2 games already. They've scored 3 goals out of the 8. They need to score 5 and win 2, but one of their games is against Benfica, so in my eyes, this is a no shot. Bayer, the absolute goat. His card isn't actually too bad in Team of the Season. This is a penultimate card. They have won 1 out of their 4 games. They have scored 6 out of their 8 goals. They've got Leipzig and Darmstadt next. They need to win 1 and score 2 goals. I think, for me, this is highly likely, and I think he's going to be an absolute machine with the double upgrade. And finally, Hincapié, Bayer Leverkusen centre-back. They haven't been beaten. However, they have drawn the last 2 games, which means they need to win their next 2 and score 5 goals because they've only scored 3. They've got Frankfurt and Bochum. So, I mean, I'm going to go possible here. I mean, I think it's highly likely, but you never know. If they're kind of like on their last legs and they're just scraping draws, you don't know what they're capable of. So they might slip up. However, it might be possible. That's what we're going with. That is the tier list. Let me know what you think of this tier list. If I've got any majorly wrong, if I've got anyone spot on, which I'm hoping I have, because I've actually put a bit of research into this as well. So make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, comment down below what you want to see next, and as always, hope you have a good day, a great week, and I'll catch you in a bizzle.